Let's get right into it. Number 10. The Caveman Alarm Clock. Ever wonder why you jolt awake at 3 a.m. for no reason? Like your brain is auditioning for a horror movie jump scare? Blame your Stone Age software. Back in the days when bedtime meant curling up in a cave while a saber-toothed cat licked its lips outside, your brain developed a night watch system. It would nudge you awake at random intervals just to make sure you weren't about to become an all-you-can-eat buffet. Fast forward 200,000 years, and now you live in a house with Wi-Fi, locked doors, and a fridge that hums like a sleepy robot. But your brain, still patrolling the cave. So, at 3:17 a.m., it taps you on the shoulder like, "Hey, just checking. Are we still alive? Great. Go back to sleep." Except you don't go back to sleep, because now you're spiraling into an existential crisis about student loans and whether your boss hates you. The evolutionary term for this is segmented sleep, a survival strategy where our ancestors would rest in chunks so somebody was always semi-alert. Think of it as the prehistoric version of a neighborhood watch, except everyone smelled like mammoth jerky. The problem is, your body never got the memo that predators aren't lurking outside your suburban window. Now your nervous system throws nightly fire drills for threats that don't exist. So the next time you're awake at 3 a.m., remember, it's not insomnia. It's just your caveman brain tapping its sundial and insisting you do a quick saber-tooth perimeter check. Thanks, brain. Really helpful. Number 9. Snack hoarding instincts. Picture this, you're standing in front of the fridge, holding a cold slice of pizza you definitely don't need. You're not even hungry, but some primal voice in your head whispers, "Eat it. You may never see food again." That voice? Straight out of the Stone Age. Our ancestors didn't have Uber Eats or gas station Doritos. They had bushes with berries and maybe a dead rabbit if they were lucky. So evolution wired us with a survival mode that screams, "Calories now, questions later." Basically, your body thinks famine is lurking just around the corner, like a creepy ex you can't block. The psychology term here is thrifty gene hypothesis. Your body is designed to store fat because, for most of human history, fat meant survival. Winter comes, food disappears, but hey, at least you've got a portable pantry around your waist. Fast forward to today, and this ancient survival hack collides with the modern invention known as the snack aisle. Result? You demolish half a family-size bag of chips while convincing yourself it's fine because technically potatoes are a vegetable. And don't even get me started on sugar. Back in the wild, sweetness meant ripe fruit, quick energy before it rotted. Now, sugar is everywhere, baked into foods that should not logically be sweet like bread and tomato sauce. But your brain doesn't care. It lights up like Vegas every time you taste it, yelling, "Yes, eat more. Winter is coming." Spoiler, winter is not coming. The only thing coming is regret when you try on jeans next week. So yeah, when you stress-eat cookies at 11 p.m., it's not lack of willpower, it's your brain hoarding calories like it still thinks you're about to fight wolves for your dinner. Number 8. Fear of the dark. You're home alone. The lights are off. Suddenly, every shadow looks like it's plotting your murder. Congratulations, you're experiencing the most Stone Age fear of them all. Darkness. In the wild, darkness meant danger. No streetlights, no flashlights, just the kind of black void where predators had night vision and you didn't. Imagine being a squishy, slow-moving primate trying to take a midnight bathroom break while lions prowled outside. The fear wasn't irrational, it was basically the best survival app ever designed. Today, the worst thing lurking in the dark is probably your Roomba plotting to eat your shoelaces. But your brain doesn't differentiate. It still cranks up the adrenaline, pumping fight-or-flight hormones into your veins as if a leopard is circling your IKEA couch. That's why horror movies work so well. They hijack an ancient system that's been screaming danger for millennia. Psychologists call this an evolutionary mismatch. When ancient instincts slam headfirst into modern life, you're safe, but your nervous system refuses to believe it. That creak in your hallway? Probably your house settling. Or, according to your brain, 100% definitely a demon waiting to drag you into the void. Totally rational. Basically, fear of the dark isn't childish, it's vintage survival tech, like emotional Windows 95. Outdated, glitchy, but still running in the background whether you like it or not. Number 7. Gossip addiction. You know that little thrill you get when someone whispers, "Don't tell anyone"? But, yeah, that's not just you being nosy. It's your caveman brain throwing a gossip party. For our ancestors, gossip wasn't just fun. It was survival intel. Who's trustworthy? Who might steal your food? Who secretly licked the mammoth steak before sharing it? Knowing who's reliable and who's shady was literally life or death information. Gossip was the prehistoric version of Yelp reviews, except instead of deciding where to eat, you were deciding who wouldn't get you killed. Neuroscience backs this up. When you hear juicy social info, your brain's reward system lights up like a slot machine jackpot. Oxytocin and dopamine flood in, reinforcing that social bonding equals safety. Basically, your brain treats gossiping with friends the same way it treats eating chocolate. Which explains why your group chat is 50% memes and 50%, "Did you hear what she did?" Fast forward to now, and this survival mechanism has gone completely off the rails. Enter tabloids, reality TV, and entire internet subcultures built on dissecting the lives of strangers. Your brain doesn't know the difference between vital social knowledge and Kylie Jenner's latest eyebrow trend. To your neurons, it's all essential community bonding. So, next time you're binge-watching drama on YouTube at 2 a.m., just remember, you're not wasting time, you're practicing ancient survival strategies. Totally justified. Number 6. The startle reflex. You ever drop a spoon and your whole body acts like you just dodged a sniper bullet? That's the startle reflex. Your caveman alarm system, still running like an outdated Windows update you can't uninstall. In the Stone Age, quick reflexes were everything. A rustle in the bushes might be a rabbit, or it might be a giant cat with teeth the size of steak knives. Flinching, jumping, or freezing gave you a split-second survival edge. The humans who jumped at shadows lived long enough to pass on their jittery DNA. The ones who didn't, well, let's just say natural selection was very efficient. The reflex is so hardwired that even babies come preloaded with it. Ever seen a newborn suddenly fling its arms out like it's skydiving? That's the Moro reflex, the infant version of, "Oh God, what was that?" Your nervous system comes equipped with panic shortcuts before you even learn how to walk. Problem is, in modern life, the biggest threats are things like deadlines or unexpected text messages from your boss. Yet your Stone Age reflexes still launch full panic mode over a car backfiring or your cat knocking a plant off the shelf. Thanks, ancestors, you survived predators, but now I'm embarrassed because I screamed at a balloon popping. So yeah, every time you overreact to a loud noise, remember, you're not jumpy. You're just running the deluxe caveman survival package. Congratulations, you'd be the first to notice the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. Number 5. Pattern obsession. Let's play a game. You see clouds shaped like a bunny. Cute, right? Then suddenly you're connecting dots in everything. Faces in outlets, animals in toast, secret messages in random numbers. That's not just your imagination being artsy. That's your Stone Age brain, again, refusing to stop searching for patterns. Humans evolved as pattern-spotting machines. In the wild, recognizing patterns meant spotting predator tracks, predicting weather, or realizing, hey, every time we eat those red berries, Uncle Grok dies. Maybe don't. Pattern recognition was basically the original survival search engine. Psychologists call this apophenia, our tendency to see connections even when they're not there. It explains everything from conspiracy theories to people swearing their horoscope totally nailed it. Your brain would rather invent meaning than admit randomness exists. Because in the Stone Age, false alarms, that rustle might be a snake, were safer than misses. Oops, it was a snake. Fast forward to today, and we're drowning in data our ancestors couldn't even dream of: screens, statistics, TikTok algorithms. And what does our brain do? Goes full caveman detective, trying to find hidden signs in chaos. Spoiler: sometimes your microwave clock showing 11:11 isn't the universe sending you vibes. It's just 11:11. But hey, at least your brain's commitment to overthinking makes horror movies, conspiracy podcasts, and ghost hunting TV shows way more profitable. Evolution. still finding ways to keep us entertained. Number 4. Stranger danger. You're at a party, standing awkwardly by the chips, and someone you don't know walks up. Suddenly, your brain is like, danger. Stranger. Prepare for awkward fight or flight. Congratulations, you've just experienced Caveman social software trying to run on modern Wi-Fi. Back in the Stone Age, strangers weren't just random people. They were potential threats, competitors for food, mates, or resources. Best case, they ignored you. Worst case, they tried to cave your skull in with a rock. Evolution decided it was safer to feel anxious around unknown faces than to risk a surprise head smash. Enter the outgroup bias, a deeply wired instinct where humans trust their own tribe more than outsiders. In prehistoric times, that kept you safe. In modern times, it explains why meeting your girlfriend's parents feels like being put on trial for crimes you didn't commit. The funny part? Your brain doesn't care that today's stranger is just Susan from accounting who wants to discuss office printer settings. Nope. It still throws cortisol and adrenaline into your system like you're preparing for tribal warfare. Suddenly, small talk feels like Mortal Kombat, and your body sweats as if you've been chased by wolves. So if you've ever wondered why networking events feel like psychological torture, it's because your brain is running ancient social software in a world where the scariest outsider is probably just trying to hand you a business card. Number 3. Overreacting to rejection. Ever send a risky text and then stare at your phone like it's a ticking time bomb? The dreaded read at 7:32 p.m. with no reply feels like your soul just got yeeted off a cliff. That intensity? Pure Stone Age logic. Our ancestors lived in tiny groups, usually 50 to 150 people. That was your entire social world. If you got rejected or kicked out of the tribe, you weren't just lonely, you were basically sentenced to death by wolves. Social rejection equals survival threat. Your nervous system evolved to treat exclusion like an existential emergency. That's why even today, ghosting, being left out of a group chat, or not getting invited to brunch stings way more than it logically should. Neuroscience even shows that social rejection activates the same brain regions as physical pain. In other words, your brain literally processes being ignored the same way it processes stubbing your toe. Which is ridiculous. No one's ever bled out from not getting enough likes on Instagram. But your brain disagrees. Modern rejection isn't lethal, but tell that to your limbic system, which immediately stages a full-scale emotional meltdown. Because Karen didn't heart react to your dog photo. Thanks, evolution. So the next time you're spiraling because someone left you on scene, just remember, it's not you being dramatic. It's 200,000 years of tribal paranoia screaming, "They hate us. We're doomed. Calm down, caveman brain, it's just Wi-Fi." Number 2. Status obsession. Why do people flex luxury watches, designer clothes, or cars that cost more than an entire house in 1972? Blame caveman status games. In prehistoric tribes, higher status meant better food, better mates, and better protection. Status wasn't just ego, it was survival insurance. The alpha with shiny tools and respect from the group didn't just get bragging rights. They got first pick of mammoth ribs and weren't left behind on dangerous hunts. Evolution rewarded status chasers by letting them pass on their must-be impressive genes. Fast forward to now, and the same instincts drive everything from Instagram clout chasing to billionaires launching themselves into space just to prove who's got the biggest rocket. Psychologists call this costly signaling theory, basically showing off to prove you can afford to waste resources. It's why peacocks grow absurd tails and why humans buy $7 coffees when plain drip would do. Here's the kicker. Your brain doesn't care if the status symbol is useful or not. It just cares that other people see it, which is why some people buy a Gucci belt but still live in an apartment with a broken microwave. Survival logic, but make it fashion. So yeah, when your brain tells you to buy things you don't need just to look good, don't blame capitalism entirely. Blame your inner caveman, still desperate to be the coolest guy at the fire pit. Number 1. Stress overload. Alright, picture this, you're lying in bed, minding your own business, when suddenly your brain remembers that embarrassing thing you said in 2014. Boom. Heart racing, palms sweaty, full fight or flight mode engaged. Why? Because your mind still thinks every problem is a hungry predator waiting to pounce. Back in the Stone Age, stress was supposed to be short and sweet. You saw a lion, your body hit turbo mode, and either you ran, climbed a tree, or, if things went badly, became lion lunch. Once the danger passed, your stress hormones reset. It was a neat, efficient system. Fast forward to today, and lions have been replaced by emails, bills, and Karen from HR asking if you've got a minute. The problem is, your brain doesn't know the difference. To your nervous system, a passive-aggressive email from your boss is basically a leopard crouching in the tall grass. Cortisol floods in, your heart pounds, and suddenly you're rehearsing a 27-slide PowerPoint defense in the shower. Chronic stress is basically what happens when your caveman alarm refuses to turn off. Instead of quick bursts of survival mode, you get a constant drip feed of anxiety over things that aren't actually lethal. Sure, you missed a deadline, but you're not going to starve in the forest. Try telling that to your adrenal glands, though. They're too busy throwing a rave in your bloodstream. Here's the kicker. Your brain evolved to protect you, but in the modern world, it's become your overprotective helicopter parent. It treats every inconvenience like a saber-tooth showdown, even when the scariest thing in your living room is a Wi-Fi outage. So yeah, your stress isn't you being weak. It's your inner caveman still trying to survive a world that doesn't exist anymore. Thanks, evolution. Truly nailed it. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.